you can go, you can comment so that I can explain once again the Serafinsky gasket program. So today's concept is very quite simple. As I explained in the morning, I'll go with the cube program. Okay, I'll go with the cube program today. So this is a program that is a draw a color cube. You need to draw a color cube and spin it using OpenGL transformation matrices. That is, you need to provide some sort of animation. Okay, you need to provide some sort of animation to a cube. First, coming to the concept of a cube, what is a cube? So, and how many faces a cube will have? So that we'll see along with the program to draw it in a very short span. Okay. So hope the screen is visible to all of you. So this is what the structure of a cube. Once I explained in one of the offline class. So that time maybe you didn't had a concept. Okay. So hope all are able to hear the session. Now you could see how many faces the cube will have. So it has, this is the front face. This is the front face, what I'm annotating. So this is the back face. Okay. This is the back face. So this is the front face. And this is the back face. And you could see the side faces, right? The bottom face, the top face, all those things, right? So, so I request you to like you could see the faces of a cube right now. So this is the front face and this is the back face. The coordinate systems along the x-axis, along the y-axis, and along the z-axis are centrally placed. Centrally placed means, as I said in the morning, it is placed in between of this face. If this is a face, it passes through the in between of this face. If I intersect or if I make a hole to this particular face, the coordinate will trespass through the middle of it. Got it? This is my coordinates. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. Similarly for this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. So z-axis near and far concept. So now you could see the faces. Let me go fast. So I could represent these vertices with a number. Okay, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. So I follow the one of the clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So let me go with the anti-clockwise direction. I'll read like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now coming to the analyzing this with respect to the various coordinate systems along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So if I tell you to analyze this 0, the along the x-axis it is -1, along the y-axis it is -1, along the z-axis it is -1. That is, it is far. This is a back face, so you have a far. So even I am writing the coordinate system with respect to the normals, that is using 1 only. So whereas in the morning, what we have seen this coordinate system in the morning session, so I placed my coordinates along one of the faces. So that time, so I told you to write the coordinates for this and write this. For this, the coordinates was 0, 0, and it was 0 because it was far, I would say. So whereas I said this is also z-axis 0, y-axis was 0, I said x-axis was 1, 0, 1. So no confusion with respect to the morning class and this lab session class. Now what do we do is we do plot. You analyze these vertices, back face. All the back faces in the z-axis are -1. All the z-axis in the front faces are +1. Almost you have 8 vertices. And here the x-axis is -1, +1, 1. Analyze this, all of you. Even this here, the y-axis is 1, 1. Y-axis is, it is 1, 1. It is above 1 unit negative x-axis, positive y-axis, 1 unit. It is a front face. So the z-axis, writing z-axis simply near and far. If it is near, -1, -1, -1, -1. So nearby it is 1, 1, 1. Far place -1. So x-axis wise analyze it and write it. So using these vertices, we need to write a program like a polygon first. Then we need to provide some sort of a animation. Hope all of you followed this cube structure. I'll just share this into the Google Classroom, right? You analyze this, and the same thing we are going to write into the first program. The first program, as I said, to generate a cube like a structure. Cube like a structure. And the fourth program is also same. Draw a color cube and allow the user to move the camera suitably. In fact, today I'll not explain this, but I'll give the program so that you execute the program and see the changes, how exactly you execute this, right, into the Visual Studio. Now let me go to the program before I execute this. So here is a program, it is visible. So we have vertices, the same vertices you need to represent. See, here are the vertices, same vertices. In one of the direction we have written -1, -1, -1, 0. It is 1, -1. Here 1, -1, -1. Again 1, 1, -1. All these things I have written, the 4 vertices. Similarly, I have populated to identify individual face of a polygon with a different color. This is a 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, R, right? Mix of RG, red and green. This is green, this is blue. As such, I have identified, I have taken an 2-dimensional array, 8 of 0, 8 of 1, 8 of 2, 8 of 3, 8 of 4 for individual faces. And this is for individual vertices. Vertices 8 of 0, 8 of 1, 8 of 2, fill 8 of 8, identifying the individual vertices. Now coming to the main function. So argument, pass the 2 arguments. So you know why do we pass the arguments, right? Initialization of the GLUT library. Then display. Either you could use a single or a double buffer. So here I have used a single buffer. Window of size of 500, 500. Rotating a color cube. So I have used one more function called myReshape instead of init function. Then you call a display function. So what is this display function? So before I go to the reshape function, I just want to tell you what exactly the myReshape function consists of. MyReshape function is being used same as if like init function in order to maintain the aspect ratio. When the cube is being rotated, it has to maintain the same face. It has to maintain the same aspect ratio. That is, there should not be any sort of a distortion. Okay, so we do use in the myReshape function projection, loading the projection matrix, what you do in init function, loading the identity matrix and maintaining the aspect ratio. That is, if width is less than height, how do you maintain the aspect ratio? That is calculating x min, x max, y min, y max, z min, z max. So this is being fixed, z min, z max minus 10, 10 here also. Whereas when the width is less than height, you have to calculate certain calculations along the y min and y max. Whereas if the width is greater than or equals to height, you have to calculate the x min and x max. So this is regarding a reshape function. So reshape function is same as if like a init function in order to maintain the aspect ratio. So coming to the concept of display now, after my reshape, the display has been called. What is the display function? what you are going to display? You are going to display the cube, right? So you are going to display the color cube. So before that, we have certain initiation. We are going to rotate the cube. So along x-axis, along the y-axis, along the z-axis. So few initialization have been made here. Theta of 0, 0, 0. You know, initially theta of 0, 1, 2, 0 for x-axis, 1 for y-axis, 2 for z-axis. All are initialized to 0. Now what do we do here? Theta of x-axis. So you have to set it for x-axis. Theta of 1 y-axis. Theta of 2 should be for a z-axis. Then call the color cube. It is not rotating. Initially, it is rotating. Okay, so along the one of the axis. So we'll say which axis it is. You call the color cube. What does the color cube consist of? Color cube consists of all this identifying the faces of this 0, 3, 2, 1. You have to write in an order. So 0, 3, 2, 1, 0, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, all these faces. Identify the faces and write it. Next, polygon has been called in display function. Then GL flush. So what does the flush function does? So it is used to rendering a request. That is what all the primitives being drawn had to be discharged to the frame buffer. GL flush we have used. Then next, coming to the main function, after display function, you call spin cube. Now you are going to display the function. You are going to provide certain sort of animation, that is rotate. So color cube has been called. Call the color cube. Into the color cube, draw the polygon. Now it is being drawn. Then we call the function idle function spin cube. So what does this idle function does? Idle function basically provides set of animation. It is a global idle callback function that is being used by the GLUT program. Usually it performs back processing task, or else in simple language, I would say it provides continuous animation when the system events are not being received. When the system events are not being received means until and unless you don't press the left button, middle button, right button of a mouse, some certain animation will go on processing at the back end. That is called event processing. So idle function spin cube. So what is spin cube? Spin cube consists of continuous rotation along one of the axes in the degree of 0.1. That is theta of axis is selected. So by default, theta of axis initially you could set to axis equals to 2. Axis equals 2 means it is a z axis. So by default, it would be rotating in z axis rotation with the angle 0.1 going on increment. And if you don't touch after 160, it will reset back to the original position. And we have GLUT post redisplay functions that is being called in the spin cube. So post redisplay functions, again, as there is a continuous animation, so you need to render the request that is being dispatched to the frame buffer. So it is calling again the display function, post redisplay. And what else? Spin cube is over. Last function is mouse function, that is taking in control over the mouse on pressing the left button, which axis to be selected. So this is as is in built-in function. Left button, it is down means axis 0 is selected. Similarly, enable depth test as we have used in Sirefence KC. This is being used for us hidden surface removal. Hidden surface removal. So let us execute this program. So once again, so we have used myReshape function. The basic idea of using the myReshape function is what to do? To initialize the projection matrix, loading the identity matrix, and to calculate the aspect ratio. So similarly, in the display function, you call the polygon to be displayed with the different colors. And you call rotate to provide animation. using idle function spin cube. And by default, Z axis is selected, theta of axis is 2. So once is greater than 360, what happens? When the rotation is complete, it will set it back to the 360. You'll see that animation. And taking the control over from the mouse, that is clicking mouse on left button, right button, and middle button. Okay, so let me go to the execution part of it. So this is one program, one more program is there. So that is perspective viewing. First, let me execute this program and then we will see that. So I have copied this program. So here is a program. So this is a program, what you are able to see. By default, it is rotating along the Z axis, in fact. So on pressing left button, so it will rotate along the X axis. It will continuously rotated along the X axis. On pressing on the middle button, so again left button, X axis, I'll rotate middle button. See, it is rotating along the Y axis. So next Z axis, again right button along the Z axis. You can control the rotation or reduce the rotation by simply varying the parameter here. 0.1 instead of 0.1, if you use 0.001, it will slow. It will rotate slowly. The incremental value of the rotation will change and it will rotate slowly. Save the program. Now you will analyze it properly. See, it is rotating slowly. So maybe I'll just instead of 0.01, I'll give. It is rotating along the Z axis. You know, see, cube is rotating along the Z axis. So I'll press left button, rotating along the X axis. Press middle button along the Y axis, right button along the Z axis. Again, middle button, it will rotate along the Y axis. So this is how we execute the program. One more program is there. So let me not execute today. So this is also a same program for a concept of analyzing the perspective view. So in this thing, majorly what we need to understand is what is Myhre-Resheff function. Myhre-Resheff function is same as a init function. It is being used to maintain the aspect ratio. If width is less than height while rotating, so how is to be maintained? What has to be increased? And mouse function to take the control over the image. Spin cube, it's simple function call to spin the cube along the axes, and what it has to set after crossing 360. So in the display function, load the identity matrix, call color cube, and flush function. You call the flush function. So this is the initializations, okay? Rotate theta of s, loading the identity matrix and the model view matrix, clearing the buffer bit, clearing the depth buffer, identifying the four faces. What is polygon? Polygon is nothing but it is a simply G begin G end. With the today's class itself, we have seen GL polygon. It identify the four vertices, color of vertices of A, B, C, D with the different types of colors. It will set you the color for it like this, right? Polygon within the individual, it is being called how many times, the number of times the faces are being identified. So with respect to that, it is being executed. So all of you understood this program. So say now I'll forward the program into the Google Classroom. All of you execute this. If you have a doubt, you can post it into the group. And one more program is there, perspective view. So I suggest first you execute this program. So later on you can execute. This is regarding the perspective view, how the weaving concepts could be implemented over here. That is on pressing the X button continuously, the weaver location will change. Okay. So this will maybe we'll see a simple class on this to execute this rather than doing right now. Okay. Do you have any doubts on this? This regarding a project, you need to give the synopsis. So you have made the team. So the teams have been displayed in the group. So you need to, as of now, give one of the synopsis, what you are going to do it. So what you have not followed, if you could say, I can explain once again. Code blocks will not execute all the concepts. Maybe you find it difficult with the code blocks. So I have not done it. So those who have done, they say that the packages have to be installed. If it is executing well, you can do it. If your project is executing in code blocks, well, you can go with that. Other people, I didn't understood what is the answer. No, sir, for what question it is. I just asked you, have you followed this Cube program? Then regarding a synopsis, I discussed. Regarding project, synopsis format, I'll forward it. So you can follow the same synopsis format. So it is just to explain what you are going exactly. We have a format. It is a formality to do it before you do the project. Anything else? See, I have enabled your voice. I have allowed the participants to unmute. If you want to discuss, you could discuss. Or else you can give the attendance. See, that is what we do, collect the synopsis to know that there should not be clash between your teammates. There are 36 teams, and all the 36 teams should have a unique project. It is not that there should be a mix up of the same title or a same kind of code that is being presented. So I need to take care of it, and I will create a Google Classroom. So you have to give immediately the name of a project. So I'll display today itself. So if you are ready with the project, you can submit the synopsis and the topic into the Google, that is Google form. Right now, immediately after the class, I will circulate it. Then you will be aware of the person who inputs the first project. So he will be inside that particular project. So there will not be any sort of clash as such. Regarding that, you need to submit the synopsis. Hopefully answered the question. Any other thing? See, regarding execution, you need to submit into the Google Classroom the executed snapshot of your program. And finally, it'll tell you how to write a record for it. You need to write a record. So I'll tell you the guidelines about writing a record. That is a document that has to be submitted finally. In what way you could submit the document to me. That is regarding a program, but execution you have to forward me or attach the snapshot of the executed programs. So there are around 9 programs. So we have done with the one program, that is Serafinsky gasket last week. So there was a network issue. So today we have seen Q program. I didn't do this perspective view because we will going to cover some of the theoretical concept for perspective viewing in the coming classes. So with that I can do. In fact, I'll not take separate session for it. I'll merge with some another program. So we'll start. Bresenham's already being done. So no need of spending more time on this program. So rotating a triangle, even this is quite easy. So we'd be left with only a simple program, that is Cohen-Sutherland teapot. Scanline is going to be done in this week. Scanline program. So hopefully able to follow. So regarding a software, if you are assured that your software is being supported to your project or your program, I don't have any kind of objection if you could use the code blocks. But certainly sometimes what happens is you may not be able to execute certain programs. So that time you find it difficult with the package. So I prefer you to use this, but it is up to you. Ultimately, we need output or the execution of a program or the project. Regarding topics, today I'll just immediately after the class, I'll send you the Google form. So you need to update with your name of your topic. If there is any clash, you need to sort it out. Okay, there should not be the same topic. Read the topic, and if you have a doubt that the same topic is being repeated, you need to discuss with the other teammates and clarify it. So Visual Studio Code, whether it supports, uh, that is what I said. For a code blocks, not always a Visual Studio Code, but if you install a package, few people have executed previously, but for my point of view, the assistance could be given only with the Visual Studio from Venkatesh. So with that point of view, I suggest you to use it, because we may not be giving the assistance to your code blocks.